Hello, my name is Shannon, and I am your instructor today for creating your first digital product webinar. I'm really excited to be here with you today. This is not going to be a very long course, but I just want to go over some really basic concepts and principles for someone who wants to get into creating digital products to earn passive income, residual income, and or create a lifestyle that does not involve you going into an office every day, working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And perhaps you can have financial freedom like a lot of people that I know. Or you may even want to do this just for fun, for a little extra travel money, pay off student loan money, pay down the mortgage money, travel the world, whatever it is. That is the purpose of digital products. It allows you to create them and sell them online from anywhere in the world. It does not matter. And I'm ready to get started. So I hope you've got your note taker, however you do that. And make sure you subscribe to this channel on the Instant Profit Lab YouTube, and then head over to Instagram and to TikTok. And make sure you give me a follow if you felt this information was helpful. So let's get right into it today. So, creating your first digital product, I know can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. And in this two-part webinar that we're going to get started with, I want you to follow each step, planning, building, and launching with confidence. That is my goal for you. So, we're going to research and talk about idea validation. We're going to talk about planning and structuring your products, creating the product, refining and finalizing your product, getting you ready to launch. And of course, I'm always going to throw in some bonus tips. Before creating anything, you need to make sure your idea is something people actually want. This section helps you get clarity on your audience, explore their needs, and confirms that your product idea solves a real problem. Doing this groundwork will save you time and help you ensure that your product actually sells. So, when it comes to identifying your audience, what do you want to help with this product? Who do you want to help? Do you want to help stay at home moms, working dads, people who are looking to transition out of their office job? People that are looking to travel the world, people who are already like consultants and freelancers like myself, people who are looking to lose weight. Like, who do you want to help with your digital product? Do you want to help people that struggle with budgeting? Do you want to help people who want to travel the world? They don't have a lot of money and they're just not really sure if they can ever afford to. Maybe you have some tips on how people living a minimalist lifestyle can still have all of the things that their hearts desire. And then it's really important that we write down a clear audience profile. And this is how you're going to get your audience's profile. You're going to use polls and surveys and social media questions to discover their pain points. Like, what are they really struggling with? That's called validating the idea of what it is you want to create and sell. So I want you to try this. Ask this question. What's something you're currently struggling with in blank area? In your diet, in your exercise, in your finances? Start asking those questions. You can put them up in polls and surveys. You can ask friends and family for all I care, but you really want to identify your idea client, your idea audience. And then also, you should be looking at people within your same niche. Once you've identified your niche, you need to be looking at other popular content that's out on the internet, the different products, the different people that are in those communities, right? So there are two ladies that I actually follow who do really great at helping people increase their following on Instagram, right? But what I noticed about both of them in doing this is that they don't really give a lot of fluff. They create content, videos. The videos are never very long. They have different styles, though. They always teach me something new for every Instagram reel or story that I watch, almost every single time. Some are just for fun, but they have carved out a niche on how not only to grow your audience on Instagram, but then how to turn that into residual passive income by selling whatever it is you're selling, whether it's a course or whether you're selling a digital product, it doesn't matter. Because of their particular skill set and their particular program, I have seen both of them go from like 300 followers to over 1 million. And they also share what their revenue is because they want people to understand and see that if they could do it, you could do it too. And I know one of them used to be a school teacher and started this journey on TikTok during the pandemic. Okay, now it's important to know what your competitors are doing because you don't necessarily want to do exactly what they're doing, but you definitely want to have um, uh, to be in line or to be in rhythm because if their engagement is high, that means they're doing something right. So it's good to kind of get in where you fit in and, as they say, find your tribe, right? And then it's going to be really important when you're looking to create your first digital product is research the market. Find 3 to 5 products. You may already have these products that you purchased yourself or that you downloaded as a freebie in your particular niche, solving a particular problem that you still think is a problem out there because your audience has told you what's missing. What can be improved in that product? What can be improved in that digital download, that template? Also, look at the reviews. Read the reviews and find the pain points or unmet needs by your competitors. And then I want you to identify your own product's unique value. Once you've done all the research, once you've identified your ideal client and target audience, what is going to make your product unique and have value and stand out from all of the competitors? Next, we're going to plan and structure your product. So once you have validated your idea, you have your audience, it's time to plan out exactly what your product will look like. In this section, you'll decide what kind of product you want to create. Like, do you want to do an ebook, a planner, like a food planner, calorie planner? Or do you want to create a journal, manifestation, spiritual? And outline the key pieces inside of it. That's going to be very important. The goal is to get organized and build a product with real value without feeling overwhelmed. I recommend this. Before opening up any type of graphics program like Canva or Poster My Wall, that's another program a lot of people use that also, they both offer free options when creating your graphics. I would type out everything on a blank piece of paper in Google Docs, Word, whatever software you use. Type every single thing out first. Imagine if I had this product and I was trying to type it out in my design first without coming up with a formula. It would make absolutely no sense. So go ahead, open up a blank page, and then decide what type of product you're going to sell. Is it going to be an ebook? Is it going to be a 10-page ebook or a 100-page ebook? Is it going to be some type of journal? Is it going to be a gratitude journal where you're asking a person to write down the 10 things every day that they're grateful for and the things they're looking forward to? Is it going to be, it could be a wedding planner calendar. It could be a meal prep planner. It could be an exercise planner. It's very important that you decide early on what type of product you're going to sell first. Then I want you to think about if this is your first time doing this, don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. I'd say no more than 10 pages, and it's okay if you only do 3 to 5 pages on your first digital product. Remember, it's really about what you put in the digital product versus how big it is, how long it is, and how pretty it looks. And then I want you to break the product down into 3 to 7 key sections or chapters. Like, think about what I just did. I took you through the 5 or 6 sections of this webinar that we are going to talk about. So it will be important that you also have the breakdown of the elements like what's in your outline. So think about that. And then what are the takeaways for each section? So if you do have, anywhere from 3 to 5 sections of your digital product, what are the takeaways from each section? Do you feel like as you go to the next section, you actually said, oh, I learned to do XYZ, or I learned that XYZ is important before I move on to the next step? For example, we talked about research. If you go here and you look, these are the topics that we're going to talk about. So these are those section breakdowns that we are talking about. First, we talked about research and idea validation. Then we're at plan and structuring your product. So all of that is going to be very, very important. And It's important as the user moves through the product, right? Especially if they want to start tracking the different digital downloads that they purchase from you, they may want to bookmark them and be able to go back to them for reference. Now, this section is about creating the product. It's time to actually build your digital product. Now, we're not going to do Canva. I'm not going to share my screen and show you how to create a product in Canva. But whether you're writing it, designing it, or doing both yourself, this section guides you through creating content that's clear, helpful, and visually easy to use. Focus on solving one big problem your customer has, and you'll have a winning product in no time. And trust me, that's so true, you guys. So you've already identified what your niche is, you've identified the pain points for your potential and ideal customers, you've done all the validation and you've done all the research, right? You've done your outline. Now you know you've typed everything out on a blank piece of paper. You're ready now to put it into the design. But before we go into that, I just want to tell you some of the first digital products I ever bought years ago, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, is when I really started purchasing and downloading digital products based on the things and problems I was trying to solve in my life, no matter what they were. Starting a business. How did I start an online business? How do I get into digital marketing? All of those things I was able to do because I was not only following someone on social media, but I'm a visual person. I needed to read it, see it, touch it, feel it. So I have to tell you that for me, a lot of the first ones I bought or got the freebies, it was just a Google Doc, a Google Sheet. There was no fancy templates. It might have had a cover page, and that's it. But the content inside was so good. And so that kept me going back to some of the same creators over and over again until I had solved my problem. So, one thing you want to think of when you are going into the design phase, I recommend the free version of Canva. There is another place that I like to design. It's called Poster My Wall. And I like both of them. I use them for different reasons and for different clients and even for myself. Now, you want to make sure that when you're putting the content together, it's not complex. It's as simple and easy to follow, and it's helpful, and that your words that you're using, you use a friendly tone. So if you're using ChatGPT and Claude.ai are two software AIs that I use to help me, not to do all the work for me, but they do help me. It asks me what type of tone do I want to use. Sometimes I'll say a friendly tone, an assertive tone, an authoritative tone. So just think about the type of tone you're writing you want to have in your digital product. And then let's be consistent. If you notice, all of my fonts are the same. My headers, the larger fonts at the top are the same. I tend to bold sections that are important, like write or design the content is bolded. Number 8, make it visually engaging is bolded. And number 9, add supportive tools optional is bolded. Okay, so you want to be consistent. And then you also want to make sure the goal is to focus on solving one big problem, right? So number 8, making it visually engaging. Add icons, graphics. If you notice, I have a coffee cup and a laptop because my followers typically drink coffee and they are using their laptops a lot. And if you notice, if I go back a page, when we're talking about design, I picked a laptop here. Even when you look at research and idea validation, I purposefully picked this graphic because it shows someone like doing graphics and graphs and charts and they're doing research. Even when you get here, it's showing me that this person is ready to learn something. They're taking notes. They've got their coffee. Once again, I'm a coffee drinker. My audience drinks coffee a lot. Got laptop. They're in their professional clothing. They're serious. They're ready to get busy. And even here, I wanted this particular cover page to be bright and colorful. Once again, notice the fonts and the colors that I use. So you want to keep that in mind. And then bullet points, you don't have to have really long paragraphs. You want it to be easy for a person to read and to follow along so they don't get overwhelmed. And then here, add supportive tools. You can add links. You can add, because if you are selling a digital product, you save it as a PDF, you can put your affiliate marketing links where you earn income when somebody signs up using your link in different places throughout your digital product, throughout that ebook or that template. You can add an additional link to another freebie or worksheet or product that you have or checklist or template. Just think about how a bonus or thing that you add extra will add additional value to your product. All right, so now we're in the refine and finalize. But let me go back. If you do not feel comfortable creating your own product, Google places like Upwork and Fiverr, Fivrr. They have freelancers that charge very little money to create amazing products for you. You just submit them all of the text, tell them the idea that you have, maybe the colors you like, whatever it is you already know, and they'll create it for you. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed that creating your first digital product has to be this beautiful graphic that's beautifully aesthetic. I just want you to create what you know will help people. So don't get caught up in the design aspect, but I promise you in Canva, they have so many free things and you can watch so many YouTube tutorials. You'll be a pro before you know it. So now it's time to polish and make a great product. It isn't just about the content. It's also about the presentation. So even if you're just using blank pages, you guys, you still want it to line up properly, have the proper bullet points and numbers. You still want it to be grammatically correct, all of that. But if you are somebody who's into design like me, then yes, you want it to look beautiful. And you want to make sure that you proofread everything and you format it and you test it. Ask a person you trust to read it and give you their opinion on it, right? And then this step builds trust with your future customers and ensures a smooth user experience. Make it feel like it's a premium product, right? So you're going to proofread, you're going to double check your links work if you're putting any links in it. You're going to make sure that the niche is specific. You're going to give examples. You're going to finalize it. You're going to test it. And then when you're ready to sell it, you're going to download that product from wherever you're creating it, whether it's Google Docs, whether it's in Canva or Post on My Wall. You're going to download it as a print-ready PDF. That is so important, you guys. When it is time to sell your product, you want to download it as a print-ready, high-resolution PDF. That's very important. And you also want to keep a copy. Don't make the mistake I did. I have a ton of files on an old laptop on my desktop, and the desktop still works, but the screen went out. And I can't access those documents until I get a screen to plug up to. And I don't want to really spend the money to do that, right? But here's a note to self. Email the product to yourself, put it in your Google Drive, put it in the cloud, somewhere that has a lot of storage, so that if you're putting things on your desktop and your computer goes out, you still have access to it. Don't make the mistake I did. Now it's time to launch. Where in the heck are you going to sell this product? So you want to prepare for your launch. You want people to know that you've created your digital product. It's so important. So when you're doing research and you're doing your daily social media content planning and you're pushing your content out and you're doing videos and reels and everything, there should be something in there that you talk about that's going to drive people to the link in your bio, wherever that is, whether it's Instagram or YouTube or TikTok. You want them to know that you have something special there just for them, because you already know they're watching your content because you're helping them solve a problem, and maybe they like your personality, but hopefully it's because you're helping them solve a problem at the end of the day. Or maybe you're on there for entertainment. I don't know. But you want to make sure that people know where to get the product. Now, there is a workaround for someone who does not have. I sell on Stan. I have a Stan store, and I also sell on Beacons. I just learned that Linktree, excuse me, now has the ability for you to sell digital products and courses and all of that. Before, all you could do was links, but now you can actually sell stuff on Linktree. So you've got Stan Store, you've got Linktree, you've got Beacons. So if you're on my YouTube channel now and you click the link underneath my photograph, that will take you to my Beacon store, and you can check out what I have there. You can also create a PayPal link that just creates a link for that one product, and people can purchase direct that way as well. But let me just tell you something. Yes, having a system set up that's capturing your funds so that you can get paid, but most importantly, every time you use one of the systems I just mentioned, you're capturing their email. They cannot get the product, whether it's if it's freebie, all they need is to send your email. If they are purchasing a product, they're going to enter their email. You want to build your email list. I have a whole course on that, email marketing, but you want to build your email list because that is now a new customer and you want to be following up. There is a system as to how often you should be emailing them after they purchase your product so that they can become a repeat customer. So that is the beauty of using some of these different platforms that I just mentioned, is because then you get to grow your email list, which you own. Social media, you do not own. You do not own any of these platforms. So I will encourage you to make sure that any platform you use has an email system built into it, or you can go like I use Flowdesk. I love Flowdesk. They don't charge me extra money as my email list grows. There's some other ones out there, but for me, it's Flowdesk. That's the one that I like to use. Now, here's some bonuses. Start small. A short, focused product is better than an unfinished big one. That's very important, you guys. You know how they say go big or go home? I'd rather you start small and sell a whole lot than someone stop at page 5 because they just can't even deal with how bad your writing is and how bad the grammar is because you didn't bother to proofread it, right? So start small, okay? Be focused on a product that's good versus a product that's big and fancy. And then batch your work. Remember, I talked about writing everything out before you upload it into the design template. You can do the design after you've created it. You can make multiple ebooks, create all of them in a simple Word document or Google Doc, and then you can batch design them or have your designer do it for you. Remember, you're going to go to Upwork and Fiverr if you're not comfortable designing your own stuff or using any of the free Canva or Poster My Wall templates. And then talk your content out loud. You know, in me doing this course, I practiced before I turned on the camera and started recording. I reviewed my content over and over again to make sure that it made sense to me and it made sense to a few other people. Stick to your niche, you guys. You don't need to talk about things, even when you're creating content, your videos or doing a webinar or a course or in your ebook. It should be the research and the idea that you validated, the pain points that you're trying to solve for your customers. And then block time for creation without distractions. Like I'm here recording my course. I don't have anyone around me. I've got all my windows closed. It's quiet. You want to do the same thing. You do not want to have distractions when you are in your genius, creating your products and creating your content. And then focus on solving more than selling. If you really can help people, you will naturally convert into selling your product because it's that good. I've purchased from so many people in the past because the products are so good and I've been helped so many times by so many creators out there. So remember, focus on it being a good product before actually trying to sell it. It will naturally convert. And there is something else I wanted to mention to you guys before I let you go. It's about if you don't feel comfortable creating from scratch, you have ideas, but you really don't know how to do it. There is a workaround. It's called Master Resell Right Products and Private Label Products, which are PLR. And that means you can resell a product. If it's PLR, you can purchase the product and you can sell it. That's it. All you may have to do is change the cover page and the title. And you want to make sure any links in the product are yours. Okay? But I can't then resell that product for you to sell the product. If I buy it as a PLR one time, I can sell it, put it in my stand store, my beacon store, and you can have people buy it over and over again. Now, if I do a master resell right product, meaning somebody else created the product for me, I can sell it. I can then ask you to sell it and we'll all get a commission. So those are some other options. If that is something you're interested in, get on my email list. We can talk more about it, but I do encourage you to click the link underneath my profile picture. Look at some of the other things that I offer for you guys. I hope that you found this 20+ minute webinar helpful. If you really want to get into creating your very first digital product, I recommend that you go back, rewatch this again, take notes, and get started because I know you can do it. I believe in you. I know that you can make a profit. You can convert people because you have a pain point and a problem that you want to solve for them, and you can do it. There's no reason to hold back anymore. You can achieve all of your goals My name is Shannon. I am your digital marketing coach over here in the Insta Profit Lab, and I will see you next time. Take care.